One thing, just one thing. How do you focus? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to the Orange Office in Grants Pass, Oregon. It's a lovely day today. I spent most of the day outside working on a new adventure for me, actually. And it is, you'll be learning more about it next month. The beginning of October, here we are, the beginning of September. By the time the beginning of October comes around, we're going to have a new office. We're going to have a new adventure to talk about. So stay tuned for that. Later on this week, I am going to be coming to you live from a whole nother state. And none of the states that are near Oregon. It's beyond that. It's for a little bit of a clue. And I'll tell you more about that when we get there. So see if you can guess which state it is. Today we're talking about the second lesson that I learned from this book, The One Thing. This is the subtitle of this is The Surprisingly Simple Truth Behind Extraordinary Results by Gary Keller, also with Jay Papasan. Jay, thank you very much. I saw that you saw one of the videos. And I forgot to mention your name. Everyone always remembers to say Gary Keller's name because it's on the front. But Jay, I'm sure, was a huge benefit to this with his background. And it made and I have a feeling that his organization of this material made this book extremely enjoyable and very readable, and one that you can go back to over and over and over again because it focuses on principles that never go away. This is one of those books that I recommend any business owner read because it's such hardcore principles. And this is one of the main ones that the whole book comes to, and it regards the focusing question. Okay, this is in chapter 10, the focusing question. And so much of the book is wrapped around this concept. And if you can get just a piece of this is one thing I've gone back to over and over again ever since coming across it a year or two ago when I came across this question. It's dynamically changed my business and my life and how I'm able to help other business owners at the same time. So listen to this. I'm going to read this straight out of the book. Anyone who dreams of an uncommon life eventually discovers there's no choice but to seek an uncommon approach to living it. Okay, that's a deep issue unto itself. If you haven't realized that yet, if to get something uncommon, you've got to live in an uncommon way. If you haven't gotten that yet, you're either in the right place or you're in the wrong place because you need to get that point. The focusing question is that uncommon approach. In a world of no instructions, it becomes the simple formula for finding exceptional answers that lead to extraordinary results. Now, here's the question itself. Now, see if you can wrap your mind around this. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? I'm going to say that again. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And the concept behind this is there one thing that you can do that will make everything else you do either in that day or in your year or what have you either easier or unnecessary? Is there one? It's the idea of having a bunch of dominoes lined up in a row. You know how you line them all up and you push one and the others hit the other ones? But what if each domino was a little bit bigger and you pushed over a big domino that hit a slightly smaller one and a slightly smaller one, a slightly smaller? It's much more likely that all of them will be hit, right? And that's the visualization that they produce in this book. What's the one thing you could be doing right now? This is how you bring everything back into focus. This is how you determine what you should be doing every day. This is how you determine what your focus should be during the whole week or the whole month. See, it doesn't matter whether it's on the microcosm or the macrocosm. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're dealing with something very specific of what I should be doing right now, or where my focus should be beyond, in the next 5-10 years. Like we were talking about yesterday, if you don't have a very clear idea about where you're looking to go in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to have a tough time really seriously determining what you should be doing right now. And that all these things, it's not rocket science. Sometimes what you should be doing right now, it pops up out of nowhere. You get a phone call, something else, and all of a sudden your priorities change. But this is all about prioritizing. This is all about having a priority to begin with. It doesn't mean that these things should take over your life. You should still live in the moment. But you should always ask yourself, what's the one thing that I could be doing right now? Such by doing it will make everything else either unnecessary or easier. That's the focusing question that could possibly change your entire business life if you can wrap your mind around that. And to find out more, go and get this book. I don't get any kickback for this. Go and get the one thing. The audio version is really great. The physical version is great to have on hand if you're going back and looking back at specific sections. And there's so many great nuggets in there that I could take and ponder on or pass along to somebody like you today that is just priceless. And hopefully that's helpful to you. Tomorrow we're going to go over a third idea. Like I said, I don't only have 3 ideas out of this that have made a big change for me, but I'm going to talk about a third one just within this series of videos. You go back and watch yesterday's video, come back tomorrow. If this was interesting to you, I suggest going back and watching some of my other videos, listening to some of my other audios if you're hearing this on the podcast, and see if you think that we'd get along. See if you think that hey, this guy might actually know what he's talking about and he'd be able to help me focus and get me going in the right direction. Maybe take my business from where it's at to really the ideal of where I know it can be. If that sounds like you and you're in the self-reliance field, meaning you have products or services that help people to become more self-reliant, and you're a decision maker in your business, meaning you're the business owner or you're an executive in that business, go to dreambizchat.com. dreambizchat.com. You can click on the link in the description, or you go straight there, dreambizchat.com. Just type it in, and there's a video, 8.5 minutes long. Watch it. If it sounds like something that you would qualify for, go and fill out the application, and we'll see if we can talk. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to deal with the third out of the 3 top ideas that I got out of the one thing. And so we'll see you then. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.